Well, 9:30 in the morning here on Friday, or Thursday, I'm sorry, January 30th, 2025. And I'm here at the eastern end of the rows. The sheep are all here. I wonder if it's just because the ground is cleaner. They're probably looking for dry ground. They don't like to get wet. They don't like to walk in water. Let me put it this way. They like dry ground. They don't mind the rain, but they don't want their hooves to get wet. And you can probably see every single one of them is trying to stand on some dry ground there. This is probably one of the best places for them because of the thickness of the dead grass. Let's see if we can catch. That's Yami. She's coming towards me. They're shaking off that rainwater. Yeah. So we got almost 3.5 inches last night and this morning. I dumped the rain gauge out so we can see if we got more today. We're forecast for 2 inches. So I'm not complaining. The water is necessary. The problem is a lot of it's running off the field. So it's kind of like it doesn't matter. If it rained 1 inch or 4, it's probably the same in terms of how much gets into the ground. I think the ground was already saturated. Let me show you a little river here. I like looking at this. One of the things that I think every farmer should be concerned about is runoff. See the color of that water there? Here's a little stream. So water flowing like this can cause all kinds of damage. It just causes problems when it starts taking soil with it. And so having vegetation in the ground, not like killing everything or plowing the field, helps to keep your field in your field, right? Because this is all running off to the creek and it's going to end up, I think there's a little lake nearby here where it all ends up. And in my case, the other thing that I'm concerned about is all those nutrients, like the manure and stuff that's sitting on the surface there, dissolves in the water. And so it's carrying away all of those wonderful nutrients for the soil, which leaves the pasture cleaner in one sense of the word, but it creates some problems in some other senses of the word in terms of nutrition. You can see here the water is going right under the fence. The plant matter is kind of built a little dam there on that bottom wire. So that's one of the things that if I had a big rushing river here tearing up the soil and carrying it downstream, I'd be very concerned. This is not as bad as it could be. Do you know a lot of farms that can handle 4 inches of rain in a 24-hour period? 12-hour period. Yeah, we got lots of rain last night, some lightning and some thunder too. The cows are mooing at me. They're upset about something. Probably they're complaining because everything's wet. They can't find anything to eat. They have hay, it's all muddy there. They don't want to go there. Because when they go there, it just makes it muddier. It's gonna rain a little bit more today, I think. This is kind of a lull in the rain. You can see here that with this amount of water that's flowing, you can see the water's muddy. Right, that's because it's carrying soil off my pasture. And that top layer is where most of the nutrients are at. So all of my hard fought investments in the soil is being washed away right now while we're watching this go. So anything I could do to prevent that is a good thing, right? So yeah. This is the kind of stuff that, bothers me. Where's all this muddy water coming from? But Greg Judy made a point, and I think it's not just a point he makes, but lots of people make, is that these farms are upriver and the cities are downriver. And if we're all putting, mud and dirt into the water every time it rains, then those rivers are going to be muddy and the people in the cities are going to complain. When the solution is in our hands. If we keep our soil intact and plant our cover crops or keep vegetation on the soil at all times so that when it does rain, it doesn't wash away, that's good for us, but the people downstream will probably appreciate having, clear rivers, right? In addition, like the nutrients or the fertilizers and things we put in the soil ends up in the water, and that water goes downstream. And I hope people aren't drinking it. That's what I gotta say. Please don't drink this water. You have to purify it first, right? But there's chemicals and stuff that we don't want in our bodies that we're putting in our soils. And where's it going to end up? If we put it in the soil, does it stay in the soil? Absolutely not. Right? There's a program I could sign up for where the government will happily pay me to spray, what is it called? Glyphosate, Roundup, right? They say we'll pay you to do it twice. And then we'll pay you to buy seed, some pasture seed, natural grasses. And one part of that program I don't like is the glyphosate. I don't want to be around that stuff. I don't want it in my soil. I don't want it in my cows or my sheep or anything. That stuff is death. It's poison. It's literally poison. Right? So that's kind of why it's a non-starter for me, is I just don't want to I don't want to breathe that stuff and step in it and get it on my skin. I don't want it washing into the water supply. I don't want it going downstream to my neighbor's pasture. I tried raising bees. I don't want the bees touching that stuff. Maybe they did experiments and say, oh, it's not that bad if you only drink a little bit of it. Still, I'd rather have better than not that bad is not bad at all for not having any of it at all, right? So yeah, I'm not going to participate in that program. There's other ways to replace the culture in your soil. I know how to kill grass. I'm pretty good at it. If you said, hey, can you kill your pasture? I'd say, yeah, I'd go buy 100 cows and let them run around for a month. And come back, all the grass would be dead. Right? That's one way to kill the pasture. You can sow, you can plant seeds when there's already stuff living in the soil. That's okay. There's not a rule in heaven that says you can only plant in ground that has been tilled and murdered, right? You can plant in ground that has things growing in it already. You can use mechanical actions. So I could come out here with a hay cutter and cut that grass down almost to the ground, and then come back 3 days later and do it again. That'll kill the grass. It doesn't require chemicals. I could kill the grass on my own. We cattle ranchers, we know exactly how to kill the grass. If you paid me to do it, if you said, hey, can you kill the grass in my pasture? I'd say, sure. I'd make money doing it too. I'd eat up all your grass and put too much nitrogen in the soil from the manure. Your grass will be dead for a long time. You can plant whatever you want in there. So guys, that's my thought. I don't want stuff running off my field. I don't want my nutrients running off the field. I don't want to put stuff in the soil that I don't want in my neighbor's pasture. Stuff that, is not too bad in small quantities. I'd rather not have it at all, So that's my philosophy. Guys, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.